Yo, what's happening, guys? It's a Flow. I'm here with D. Today we're going to talk about what Stephen A. Smith said. He said pretty much there is no rivalry in LA, that the Clippers have beaten the Lakers 32 out of the last 38 or 39 times. He said that they've beaten us 7 straight times. Stephen A. kind of went in on us. D, what do you think about this?
I think that Stephen A. is right. There was no rivalry in LA, but I think there's no rivalry in LA because the Lakers are the champions of LA. And to take a quote from the famous Derek Fisher, the Lakers point guard, Hall of Famer, he once said there was a quote-unquote a rivalry between the Lakers and Kings, yet in the playoffs, the Kings never beat the Lakers, and every time that the Lakers win the championships, the Lakers always won out of the West. So until the Clippers win that chip, you know, they could be the season champions, but until they get that first championship, they'll never own LA. They'll never have respect in LA. I have it foresee that they're either going to leave LA first before they even win a championship. And so that's why I think there's no rivalry, because no matter how many times they beat us in the regular season, we're always going to win that championship, because that's all we really look for. We're not trying to be the Warriors. We're not trying to be the Chicago Bulls. We're not in it for the perfect season. We're in it to win titles. And so that's like basically my thought, is that the Lakers, they really run LA.
Yeah, I think there's no rivalry either, because I think rivalries start once you get to the postseason. And let's face it, even the years the Clippers have been good, they've choked in the playoffs and they haven't met us in any of the pretty much playoff rounds. We have had chances to meet them in the Western Conference Finals. It's happened twice, but they lost before when the Lakers did their job and the Clippers didn't get there. So we didn't really get to go up against them and have that matchup, you know? And so I can't say that there's a rivalry based on regular season. I don't even really care about the regular season. As a Laker fan, regular season literally means nothing. As a Laker fan, what you get determined on is your playoff success and your championship success. If you're not talking about those two things, there's no way you could have a rivalry. That's why the Lakers have that rivalry with the Celtics, because we're always matching up with each other, and essentially whoever wins the championship. I'd even say the Spurs are more of a rival, because we met against them so many times in the playoffs, and that winner determined who was going to win the championship. The Kings, for a very brief stint, like you said, we had to match up against them, but we took them out. So they're a rival for a very, very short time. Even the Warriors, I can't really say they're rivals, just because we haven't really matched up with them in the postseason. We had the playing game, which we won, but I don't even consider them our rivals.
Yeah, and also... And I'm not even saying it from like a hater standpoint either, because I really think that the Clippers are a good team. But let's also be freaking real. Who was the one Clipper player that was really talking shit about the Lakers, trying to make it a rivalry? It was Pat Bev. I love Pat Bev. I think he's a dog on defense. But it's really him and like Montrezl Harrell and a couple of them goons that were really talking shit about the Lakers, that were trying to make it a rivalry. Because when they got Kawhi and they got Paul George, they were the ones on the internet. Oh, we won a title. We won a title. We run LA. And this was during when LA was going through their whole struggle with the D'Angelo Russell, and also even requiring LeBron James the first year they struggled. So they were really barking. But what happened, you know, with the whole way off P, with Kawhi Leonard getting hurt, with even Pat Bev being traded, and all like y'all already know the whole Clippers disaster. And so again, I'm not even saying it from a hater standpoint. They could be good in the regular season, but once it comes in the playoffs, they shoot themselves in the foot. And they really, because Stephen A. was talking about like, 39 games or something like that, 7 in a row. Well, if you want to go back in the history books, how many times did they beat Kobe overall? Like, Kobe was always smoking the Lakers, that we were always embarrassing them. So if you want to go to overall like wins, they probably didn't even catch up to us over those times they've been in the league. And so, again, I think the Clippers are a good team, but I just think at the end of the day, there's no rivalry, because, again, how you're making your valid points, you know, when we had the rivalries with, quote-unquote, the supposedly Nuggets, the Kings, but none of those teams ever beat us. The teams that were our, like, rivalries that people didn't really make it a big deal with, like the Suns, the Spurs. Like, those were true contenders, because they were all, like, trying to win the titles. But LA is always going to run. The Lakers are always going to run LA. And that's always going to be the home of the Lakers.
All right. Well, you guys let us know what you guys think about what Stephen A. Smith. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. See y'all next time. Peace.